Urgent day, Bears fan! Look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. 3 best sleeper running backs that fit the Chicago Bears in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Chicago Bears have been linked to a lot of the potential day 1 and 2 running backs. However, if they do not end up with any of the top 6 or so guys, who are some names that could slip into day 3 but also fit well with the Bears. 3. DJ Giddens. Kansas State DJ Giddens may be the most underrated running back in the entire draft. He is not a chain mover who can push piles forward, and he relies more on lateral cuts and finding his way with shiftiness, but he can create for himself and finish big runs. Giddens can also be used in the passing game. In the right role as a part-time back, it can be easy to draw up big plays for Giddens. Ben Johnson would have. Some rankings have Giddens going closer to round 3, but others have him in round 6. So it will be interesting to watch where he gets selected and if the Bears have a chance on day 3 to get him or not. 2. RJ Harvey, UCF RJ. Harvey compares favorably to a player such as Khalil Herbert. They are both more compact to the ground, and while both of them would struggle in a 3-down role, they can put their foot on the ground, make a strong cut upfield, and create explosive plays in the run game. Any sort of big playback who can create home runs with enough space should be considered by Johnson. The question is how far Harvey will fall. 1. Taj Brooks, Texas Tech at 59 and 214 pounds. Taj Brooks is not as much of a speed back, but he is proficient as both a pass catcher and pass blocker. This is a strong contrast to D'Andre Swift, and that could get him on the field early, which would be valuable as a day 3 selection. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest the monsters of the Midway News to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Bears name prime trade partner for former first-round RB. With ties to top assistant as the 2025 NFL Draft draws near, there's a bit of drama surrounding whether the Chicago Bears could trade running back D'Andre Swift. Despite Swift's productive 2024 season, he amassed 1,345 yards from scrimmage. His average of 8 yards per carry, and inconsistent performance week to week have raised concerns. Coupled with his so-so first season with Chicago, new head coach Ben Johnson, who previously reduced Swift's role during their time with the Detroit Lions, may prefer a different style of running back. Pro Football Network's Sterling Z named Swift the team's most likely trade chip, and he also provided a surprising suggestion on how the Bears could move on trading for current Jacksonville Jaguars RB Travis Etienne Jr. After 2 years as the clear lead back, Travis Etienne Jr. split snaps and touches with Tank Bigsby in 2024, Z wrote. Etienne had his least efficient season to date, averaging career lows in yards per carry 3, 7 and yards per touch 4. 3. With Etienne playing on the last year of his rookie deal and trending down, the former first-round pick is a prime trade candidate, either now or during the season. Could Press-Taylor connection lead to Chicago Bears trading for RB Travis Etienne? She thinks the Bears could be a dark horse potential suitor for Etienne, particularly due to his prior connection with Press-Taylor, the Jaguars' former offensive coordinator who now serves as Chicago's passing game coordinator. Could their existing rapport facilitate an interest in Etienne? Maybe. The Bears are likely planning on adding a running back when the draft hits. But if Swift is traded, Etienne becomes a possibility. The Bears are a less obvious fit, especially if they draft Ashton. Janty in the first round, Z noted. However, former Jaguars offensive coordinator Press-Taylor is now an assistant in Chicago, and Bears running backs ranked last in yards per carry 3, 5 in 2024. Acquiring Etienne would address the Bears' need for a dynamic running back, complementing their existing roster and potentially enhancing their offensive output. Given Etienne's proven track record and familiarity with Taylor's system, he could be a strategic addition to the Bears as they aim to strengthen their offensive lineup. His rookie contract's 5th-year option, valued at $14 million for 2025, adds to his appeal as a trade candidate, especially for teams seeking a dynamic playmaker on offense. A look at Etienne's NFL career, so far selected 25th overall by the Jags in the 2021 draft. Etienne has had an NFL career full of highs and lows. After missing his rookie season due to a Lisfranc injury, he rebounded with consecutive 1,000-yard rushing seasons in 2022 and 2023. But in 2024, his production declined due to his splitting time with Bigsby. He finished with 558 yards on 150 carries, 7 yards per carry, scoring just twice. Despite a down year last season, Etienne's versatility as a dual-threat back has been a huge asset. Over his career, he has accumulated 2,691 rushing yards and 1,046 receiving yards, scoring 19 total TDs. His track record suggests he can be a dynamic playmaker when utilized effectively, and if there's anything new Bears head coach Ben Johnson has shown, it's that he knows how to use running backs effectively. The Taylor connection also shouldn't be discounted, although what Bears current RBs coach Eric Bieniemy thinks of Etienne would matter more. ESPN insider Adam Schefter included Etienne as one of the players currently on expiring rookie deals who could be deemed expendable, so he's certainly a trade candidate heading into the draft. Will the Bears trade for him? Probably not, but Etienne's name is one to watch in the coming weeks. 3 biggest surprises the Bears could make in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. By now, you have heard of the typical consensus picks surrounding the Chicago Bears with the 10th overall pick. They could go with Tyler Warren or Ashton Jeanty. There is talk around Will Campbell and Armon Mabou, and even Mike Green, Shamar Stewart, Michael Williams, and Jalen Walker could be considered usual suspects for the 10th pick. If the Bears surprised folks, what would those picks be? The Chicago Bears reach for a running back. There has been talk around Omarion Hampton, but the recent buzz is that not only Hampton, but also Trevayon Henderson is in play for the 10th overall pick. This would be if Jeanty is off the board. Henderson has been given Jahmyr Gibbs comparisons all spring, and now Ben Johnson is rumored to be just as high on him. There is a small ounce of buzz, but this would be a shocking pick that would ruffle feathers, as only a few mocks see him slip into the first round, let alone the top 10. The Chicago Bears go defensive line, but not the way you think as noted. The question is less about whether the Bears may take an edge rusher with the 10th pick and more about which of the flavors they choose at the position. However, one position that is much less discussed is the interior defensive line. They have Gervon Dexter, Grady Jarrett, and Andrew Billings, but the latter two are older and coming off recent injuries, while the young Dexter is good, but still could use long-term help. Still, Mason Graham is likely going to be gone, so any of Walter Nolan, Derek Harmon, or Kenneth Grant would surprise fans and media, while also having a hint of understanding behind the pick. Jahdae Barron is rising. There is a lot of talk about Jahdae Barron being higher in NFL circles than he is in the media. Some see him as high as a top 10 player in this draft. The gap falls right around the Bears pick, and anyone, including Barron, could be that high on the Bears board. In one sense, the cornerback room does not need him. In another, he is versatile and could play safety, a position with more questions. Adding his skill set fits any defense, so it should be considered. Mock draft shows strong hand Bears hold to move up for top back analysis. A mock draft showing the Bears getting agonizingly close to Ashton Jeanty only underscores in reality how well-equipped they are to move up and get him if he slips. The scenarios allowing for Chicago Bears general manager Ryan Poles to trade up and draft running back Ashton Jeanty probably don't include going all the way up to 5th ahead of the Raiders. No one can be certain until draft day, but the cost could be so great at that point. The draft trade value chart says that kind of move requires one of their 2 second-round picks and their 10th overall pick, but second-round picks offer teams too. Much real value to quickly deal them away if there are other sufficient options at a position later in the selection process. Still, when the possibility of getting Jeanty is involved, trading up might simply be a matter of how far the Bears would be willing to go. Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated released a mock draft on Tuesday, and in it, he has the Bears coming tantalizingly close to drafting Jeanty outright. He has Jeanty falling all the way to 9th and the Saints select him. It seems an unlikely scenario, but does underscore the strength the Bears have in this draft. While it would be a position the Saints could use help at, with Alvin Kamara turning 30 about the start of training camp, New Orleans is a team with numerous holes, and no real way to fill many of them. In this situation, for the real world, the Bears or Dallas would most certainly have tried moving up to get the best running back in this draft, and one many say is the best to be drafted since Saquon Barkley. The mock draft or presents has the Saints take Genty and the Bears are left accepting a consolation prize of tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. And while Banks is probably better than some of the internet draft trashers have suggested, it would be difficult to see how the Bears would sit on their hands and let Genty get to number 9 without making a move. The Panthers, at number 8, would most certainly be a team the Bears would try to trade with if Genty began to fall past the Raiders. They could even try to go up to number 7 in the Jets. The Jets can use as much help in the trenches on both sides of the ball as they can get. The Panthers need defensive help at multiple secondary positions, if not wide receiver help. A trade up with Carolina would net the Bears Genty, and going up 2 spots should not require giving up their second-round pick. They could give up their third-rounder and maybe even get back a late pick in return with the chance to draft Genty, whether they traded with the Jets or with the Panthers. The Jets' need at tackle might make them balk at trading back because tackle Armand Membou could be available to them at number 7, but maybe not at number 10. Then again, he could make it that far back. If not, Banks would be there, and they could take the extra pick from the Bears and look at the other side of the line of scrimmage later. It's only a mock draft, but it shows the powerful position to trade up the Bears have because they own 3 picks on day 2 and are situated where they might be able to pursue a valued player at a need position. There are limits for every team to making a deal to go up in the draft, but it would be very difficult to imagine the Bears just sitting there as Genty comes within 1 pick before they accept a player who might be the 3rd or 4th best option in a short-armed crop of top tackles. It's also difficult to imagine Jerry Jones sitting still to let a player who played his high school ball a stone's throw away from the house that Jerry built without moving up to take him before number 9. Ultimately, any showdown at high noon between the Cowboys and the Bears over who moves up and takes Genty probably goes the Bears' way because they have 3 picks in the first 41 and 4 in the first 72, while the Cowboys have 1 pick in the first 43 and 3 in the first 76. The Bears have more and better ammo, and if you're thinking 4th round has some value, the Cowboys are just like the Bears. They don't have a 4th round pick, and when they do pick in round 5, it's after the Bears. It's a lot to gather from one mock draft, but it's a mock that does accurately portray the commanding position Poles has for this selection process, should he decide to wield it. They can go after talent, but remember, there are always limits to how far someone will move up, and the real value teams derived from lower paid picks in round 2 is always a consideration. The Bears currently have 7 second-rounders in their starting lineup if you need proof of this. And now, Bears fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Bears. I'll be back any moment with more The Monsters of the Midway News.